What's good, y'all? It is Freaky Friday.
And today we're talking about attraction.
Welcome to the Renegade Relationship Realists with Reverend Marquita Pierre McAllister and Rachel Dillon. Please be advised, this channel is rated R for realism.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Reverend Marquita.
And today we're talking about attraction because it's interesting, there's actually scientific evidence behind what we're attracted to. And so a lot of times, we look at somebody and you go, oh, they're so pretty or they're so handsome. It's actually because they're more symmetrical than somebody else because we like symmetry in someone's face.
Does everybody like symmetry?
Well, according to the science experiments, most people prefer symmetry.
Okay.
Of course, we can't say all people because that just would be an out and out not
Correct.
Right because everybody's a little different. But what they say is that the more asymmetrical you are or non-symmetrical you are, the less attractive you are to the whole.
You must be pretty symmetrical.
Aww, thank you. So
now that I've made her blush.
You're very symmetrical too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, but the point is, the reason that we're attracted to being symmetrical is because of genes, and we're instinctually drawn to people we think will make good babies.
That is very interesting, Rachel.
But it's true.
But Rachel, if I'm not trying to make somebody have great babies, or good-looking babies.
I understand that, but that's what we find sexually attractive because sex originally, instinctually, is about making babies.
Okay.
But we live in a world where it's not about making babies anymore, but the instincts are still there.
That makes sense.
Doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Which is why men like women that are more endowed because they make better mommies. Even though they don't want to be fathers necessarily.
Okay, so expand on endowed, because that word for a woman endowed gave me a different picture than probably what you meant.
So men typically like bigger breasted women and ones with hips.
Okay.
Now
I don't have any problems with that.
You're very attracted to your husband. Yes.
This is the hippie thing.
I get more hip
I'm a
feels
hippie.
I get. Yes, you are. In a totally different way that I'm a hippie. It's just a totally different thing. But so even though we went through that phase of the stick people in the 70s where all the models were flat-chested and thin as rails.
Never did understand that.
I didn't either. But then we went back into the more voluptuous women.
Yes.
And now women are usually attracted to somebody who seems stronger and more capable. There's also a study done, which I thought was fascinating, where they took women and they showed them pictures. And they had the women rate the men from 1 to 10. Mm-hmm. And people that were just by looks at them. Then they took those same pictures and they took the lower rated ones and they gave them better jobs.
Interesting.
And so then they gave those back to the women, and those lower rated ones, because they had better jobs, marked higher.
Now they're more attractive.
Now they're more attractive. Because, again, it goes back to that instinct of taking care of a family, taking care of and making babies and having security. Mm-hmm. So even though we'd like to think that, I'm just attracted to who I'm attracted to, there's actual chemistry and science behind why we're attracted to who we are.
So what happens for the person who's attracted to the scrawny male, let's say it's a female and she's attracted to a scrawny man, why would that be?
Well, I think that scrawny is kind of a judgment thing. I'm not sure.
It's all subjective.
It's all subjective because I've always had my body type for men have always been thin, tall men. And it's strange because if you go back and you look at all of the significant men in my life, they all have the same body type.
Interesting.
Which are thin and tall.
Huh.
So I don't know. Whereas, somebody else, a friend of mine, she likes them stocky. And I'm just not attracted to stocky. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Yes, and mine aren't all one type. As I'm just going back in my mind as you're saying, no.
So maybe there's also the pheromones they talk about and the smell. And so we are also attracted to the opposite of ourselves. Mm-hmm. And they say that that's because...
I'm sorry, but my brain went to the opposite of me. I don't think so.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure because I thought, tall, non-hippie. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm talking smell.
No, my brain. My brain.
Oh, okay.
Brain
okay.
just went there.
Okay. So the smell is, if we're closely related in smell, the likelihood of us being DNA closely related, so we're attracted to people that are more opposite of us, so the natural mix of the DNA.
How interesting, because to me, the opposites are attracting for a totally different reason. Being a minister, I really see each one of us being these wonderful, unique beings, and there are traits we don't have, there are things we can't do or choose not to do, and we're attracted to people who actually round us out,
Yes.
if you will.
Oh, yeah.
So to me, that wasn't their pheromones or thinking. That was just kind of for me, it's a soulful, spiritual thing.
And I absolutely agree with you, because I found that too, that people who are clean and tidy have a tendency to be attracted to spontaneous, outlandish people. And I do think it's because of a yin and yang thing.
I do believe.
But I'm just
energetics.
I was just talking about scientists or scientific studies. We have, I mean, we do a relationship class, and we talk about personality types, and we talk about hunters and gatherers, and Mars and Venetians, and all of that, because opposites do have a tendency to attract, because they fill in the gap.
Yeah. And so
we didn't talk about sex at all.
Oh, we didn't talk about sex. I think we should talk about sex.
Okay, what should we talk about sex?
I don't know. The song in my head. Let's talk about